So in San Francisco, we're known for pandas, but I found an awesome scandalous panda with Sandra, Panda Me, and Andrew, who has amazing artwork here. But first, I'm going to start off with the scandalous, sexy panda. Sandra, tell us about Panda and Me.
Okay, well, Panda and Me is about Panda. He's a spy that travels all around the world and gets into all sorts of trouble. But luckily, he has all these beautiful females as his allies. But some of the females are not so nice. So some of them are his enemies, while some of them are his allies. But he's a master of disguises, so he dresses up as anything and can just blend into the scene. And it's basically the fusion of my love of Austin Powers, James Bond, Mad Men, and Hello Kitty, and Polynesian dancing. So
that's awesome. So what is Panda's mission? Does he have a different mission every day, or depending on what woman he's dating, or what's the deal?
Well, Panda travels all around the world. So right now I'm kind of focusing on the Polynesian islands. So Panda's running into a lot of hula dancers and going to tiki bars and seeing a lot of tiki gods. So he's kind of in a different destination. I try to think of it as every season. So right now I'm focused on the Polynesian islands, but then maybe later on he'll be in more of a Don Draper's apartment, like a bachelor pad. It just kind of depends on what I feel, but there's not one story, it's just a multiple of themes.
So I love Mad Men, I will say that. Last season, Don Draper, you watch it as well, right?
Yes.
So Don Draper was kind of like battling with the devil with all his sins and kind of going over his past and stuff like that. Does Panda have any bad things going on besides the multiple women he has?
Well, we're not really sure if he's like dating them or just hanging out with them. He's just more like a flamboyant, cute little bear. So he just
flamboyant. He's like tied up to a chair over there.
Yes, and the way I drew him, he does look like he's enjoying that quite a bit. I would say Panda's flaw is that he's overconfident. I mean, he just waltzes in this scene thinking, oh, I got this. I am so smooth. I got this. And so that's the part where it gets him into trouble, because he just thinks he almost thinks he's better than he is, but he usually gets out of his situations.
And where did the idea for the panda come from?
Well, in college, I did a little sketch of Panda, and it just sat in my sketchbook for about 10 years. And in my day job, I work in the stationery and gift industry, so I do a lot of Christmas cards and wrapping paper. So I do a lot of art for other people. And it was about last year that I just felt, I want to do something for me, something that it comes from my heart and not just something generic for Christmas. And that's why I dug Panda out and I said, I've always wanted to just do something with him, and it's now or never.
So where can people find more of Panda and Me?
Oh, well, that would be pandaandme.com, where you can see all of Panda's adventures and buy a necklace or buy an original painting. I have art at all different price points, because one of my philosophies as an artist is that I want everyone to be able to afford an original piece of art. I mean, it's nice to go into an IKEA and buy a generic Van Gogh poster.
Or even just to park in IKEA, because they're, pricey.
Oh, I'm sorry, can you say that question again?
I said it's even good just to be able to go in the parking lot of IKEA because they're kind of pricey.
Oh, yes, very much so.
So is this your first time at APE? You're here with your friend Andrew.
Yes, it's our first time at APE. We did WonderCon together this year.
Oh, we were at WonderCon. Yeah, you guys made it right on. How was APE for you this year?
Pretty good. Things have been moving, so that's good. Meeting a lot of interesting people.
Interesting. How did you guys meet? What's going on?
At college.
College.
Yes. We both were transfer students to the UC Berkeley art program, and we were living in the same dorm, actually. So, yeah, he was just like, oh, there's another artist down the hall from me. I gotta go talk to this guy.
Artist alley. Yeah, pretty much. So, Andrew, tell us about your work here. We're going from pandas to Mickey, so We're doing pretty good.
Well, yeah, I have a bunch of different posters here. Some of them are paintings. Some of them are artwork that I scan in and then do the backgrounds with paint, but I mean, they're painted on Photoshop. And then I have two books. One is based on Way of the Peaceful Warrior, which is a novel from about 30 years ago. It's based on the guy who wrote it is Dan Millman, and he went to UC Berkeley, and he was a gymnast, and he got in an accident, shattered his leg, and then he tries to, battle back to normalcy. And there was a movie in 2007, and then this came out in 2010. And then the second one here is based on the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is humanity's first story, first epic poem, or first myth, really. So it's a god king who fights monsters.
We like monsters, especially in October. So how did you get started with art, or even coming around the graphic novels and stuff like that, or even books?
Well, I've always been interested in art, and I teach art. I'm a middle school teacher, so always been interested in it. Yeah.
And what is your guys' long-term goal with your artwork? If you could go to, I don't know, Dark Horse Comics or anything, what is your long-term goal with this?
Something like Dark Horse or Boom Studios or IDW would be nice to work for. Yeah.
And in my heart, I am a painter, so I would just love to just work at home, make all these beautiful paintings, and connect with people online, and just sell directly. My goal as an artist is for everybody to own a piece of original art, and I really believe that art can help you tell your story. So as a collector of art, what you collect says a lot about you, and I would definitely love to help you tell your story.
And Andrew, where can people find your stories?
My website is awinegarner.squarespace.com. Or
Awesome.
They can actually find my 2 books on Amazon.
We're going to do a lot of reading this holiday season, so that looks good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for your time, Andrew and Sandra.
Yeah,
Thank you guys. Thank you. We'll see you later. That's cute.